What's up, guys? Oh, okay. There's still a glare. I don't know what it is. I think it's my screen protector that's broken. Anyways, video. We're here. Gonna start off, and let's just jump right into it. First off, good morning, good evening, good night, whatever time you're watching this video. It is currently Monday, January 27th, 2025. I just finished. I've been up for a minute. I just finished getting ready and stuff. Had a early start to my day, earlier than used to on a Monday. And just been getting some stuff done. I'm a little hungry, so I'm gonna make this video and then go eat. But I just want to make sure I made this video today and be more disciplined, as I mentioned before, and to be able to be more committed to what I desire my craft to be. Moving forward, second off, if your days are starting, I hope you have a great day. If you're in the middle of your day, I hope you're having a great day. And if you are coming towards the end of your day and it has not been so great, do something to make it great, because you still got time and you can still make a change. There's always room for improvement, and there's always room to have a better day. And I say that constantly, not because I just repeat the same thing over and over again, but I genuinely mean it. If you are having a not so great day or going through something, make sure you laugh, smile, do something to make yourself happy. Whatever you can do. Hopefully this video helps, whatever the case may be. Moving forward into today's video. Today's video is going to be a word of the day, which I have not done in a while, but we're here for it. We're here to make those lunges forward and just keep rolling with the punches, I guess you could say. Moving forward. Today's word of the day is brought to you by, there's a lot of the experiences I've been having recently. I think a lot of what I've been going through in terms of clubs and recruiting, and just more so being involved with all the organizations I'm involved with, and just going through, I guess, voting of who's going to be in what position, putting myself in certain positions. There's been a lot to talk about, and that word of the day is know your audience. Within this life, you're going to have to advocate for something, whether it's for yourself, whether it's for a community, whether it's for something bigger than a community, whether it's for the world, whatever the case may be. You are going to have to advocate for something or get your message across. You have your own opinions, you have your own understandings of the world, and you have your own perceptions. And in that same process, when you do that, you are going to have to present yourself, obviously, to others. But with that process, or within that process, you're going to have to learn how to adjust to others. And what I mean by that is not in a sense of code switching, but more so in a sense of understanding who you're talking to and how you can do best advocate for yourself as well as for others. There are going to be many times within life where you're going to be challenged and observed and be looked down upon simply because you are advocating for yourself and not really doing it in the manner that I guess is best fit for that situation. Whether that's, walking in unprofessionally during a job interview or being too uptight during a very loose and social event. The way you present yourself and the way you echo who you are as a person really is dependent upon how you do it, and even, not only dependent upon what you do, what you say, or what you advocate for, but how you do it. I know within my own experiences and just being where I'm at, just going through, soon upcoming interviews, which I'm kind of nervous about, and just going into club meetings and also doing applications and doing elections, whatever the case may be. The biggest thing that constantly is repeated to me, or just understand, or what I'm constantly noticing, is I have to adjust to my audience. And it's hard. It's never really something you want to do. I know for myself and many others, I guess, similar to who I am as a person, whether that's, ethnically or just even position in terms of college-wise or just age-wise, whatever the case may be, there's a constant battle between code switching or understanding what code switching is and just adjusting to your audience. I know for a large part of my life, there was multiple times where I feel as though I code switched to fit in rather than to adjust for my audience, and there's a big difference for that. I'm not saying lose yourself or honestly, change things about yourself in order to adjust to a certain audience and do the same thing for another. Constantly up to the point where it's almost like you don't know who you are as a person. But what I am saying is understand who you are talking to and how you can best advocate for yourself. Because in many cases, what I ideally would like others to do is you're not advocating for only yourself, but the people that you represent, the community you come from. And it's very essential, especially within this time, within this day and age, whatever the case may be, that advocacy is not taken lightly. And the best way we can get those messages sent across and be able to understand one another, have a mutual agreement with one another, is being able to adjust and understand our audience. Within life, you're going to meet many different people from many different walks of life and many different opinions, some extreme, some not so extreme, some moderate, whatever the case may be. But being able to speak up and knowing how to speak up is essential for whatever you desire within your life. If you desire change, that's going to be very essential. If you desire something to remain the same, you must advocate for it because someone else may not view that same thing. It's never easy. Being able to speak to different people or just even speaking to people in general. I know that I'm fortunate enough to say that I'm not too hesitant to talk to people, but I know I get anxious and worry about when I'm performing or, saying something in front of a large crowd. And in that same process, what's really allowed me to, I guess, I wouldn't even say flourish, but be able to feel at least a little bit more comfortable is knowing my audience and knowing who I'm talking to. At the base root of everything, our audience is full of humans. I mean, like, that's the very deep root. And everyone's human, everyone has their own experiences, and everyone has their own grievances. And if we can understand where those grievances come from, where their happiness comes from, and where they are from just in general, I feel as though we can have much more, what's the word? I can't really think of the word specifically, but much more conversation with an impact and a real impact. Advocacy is essential, and I think that's the very central point that I'm trying to get at. Less about knowing your audience, and as I said, less about the code switching aspect and more about being able to convey who you are to different people in different settings, because I feel as though that is one of the most essential skills you can have, not only within your career, but just within life. Some of the best conversations I've had is simply based off the concept of me understanding, okay, who am I talking to? If they're interested in this, then I'm going to talk about that. And then we have a great conversation. And obviously it takes practice. Obviously there's some failure with it. I've had multiple failures where I've talked to different people and it didn't go how I wanted it to go, or more so I talked to a certain group of people and I felt as though I was going to connect with them and I didn't. But mainly it wasn't because I didn't specifically, but because I was trying to code switch too much or trying too hard to appeal to whatever they are and really just not allowing me to be myself. And knowing your audience is almost like understanding the dynamic. You're able to not only convey who you are to this crowd, but also appeal to this crowd and have the crowd understand you and connect with that crowd. I feel as though the way to walk through life is to constantly live with the understanding that people are going to be different and people are going to have their own perceptions, and all we can do is be able to best reflect ourselves in the best way possible in every situation that we can. And that is what I have for understanding and knowing your audience, which I guess goes to now you guys, my form of practicing it. I know within the video, like the last video of last year, I talked about being kind of stuck and not knowing what my audience was and really not being able to drill that in. And I think that was, I guess, the biggest fault I have with this channel or had with this channel. And I think this video is a little bit of a step out, more expressive of who I am and my values as a person. Obviously, if you can get like my insinuations, it's not really that hard, but you know what I'm saying? Like, some people will understand my insinuations more than others, and I think that's the biggest thing I can kind of like try to understand or figure out. But knowing my audience is essential. I mean, that's really what will allow me to be able to connect with you guys more and be able to provide the best version of myself that I can be. And in turn, if I know my audience within this channel, I know my audience within my life, then, my growth will be clear because I know who I'm talking to or who I'm going towards or who I'm being presenting myself to. And obviously I'm still developing that understanding, but that'll change. But going back to the main root of my audience here, I think the way that I'm leaning towards seeing this channel being successful and being able to say, okay, this is my audience rather than just saying the general public, is those that are like me. And not just like me. I'm not saying like me ethnically, racially, or whatever the case may be. I'm saying like me on all different levels. Like me as in if they're from, the Chicago area or Chicago in general, or like me as if though they're going through college experiences and still figuring it out for themselves, because I'm doing that. Like me as in whatever the case may be, golf, as I said, maybe, well, obviously a big part of who I am is my identity, my racial identity, so I'm going to bring that up. But I want to be able to say, this is my community and this is what I'm fostering. And I want to be able to provide a safe space for those that are like myself, and really be able to advocate and say, this is who I am and this is who I'm talking to. And I think that's what I want others to take away from this channel. I think what I want others to do with this channel, or my audience to really take away from this entire channel, is being able to live life in a more elevated manner, constantly searching for growth, because that's what I strive to do, and live the experiences through myself, and see those experiences. I want to do vlogs, not because I'm the next whatever influencer, but more because I want to save my experiences and show the world my experiences, for those that have experienced it and missed it, and for those that probably will never even have the chance to. I want to be able to provide that, and I'm figuring it out still. I'm going through my own little things right now, obviously, but at the end of the day, I think that's the audience I've developed an understanding with, and you're obviously a part of that audience because you're here to support me, and we have that mutual desire to grow, as well as care, because you might just be here because you care about who I am as a person and just watching the video, or you might accidentally want something from this video. Either way, I feel as though you are the example of my audience that I want, and I appreciate you for watching all the way through this video. Yeah, understand that, accept that, and live by that. I will see you guys in the next video. I love y'all. Take care of yourself. Oh yeah, love you guys. Wait, so many different outros, but take care of yourself, love yourself, and be yourself. And I will see you guys in the next video. AD is out.